Big Brother 7 HOH rooms. So, as we recall, the first HOH went to Janelle and Jace, and they got what the? Here we go. This blue. I just took some Google images and then a few. I went to YouTube and screenshotted a few that had worse images. There was this website that had them all, but they weren't always great images. So this is a messy HOH room as it stands, but it's blue, light blue color scheme. The HOH panel is in gray. Above the headboard, we get some long, cushy chairs. Nicole, talk to me first about this first HOH room.
I love the blue motif. It's very gender neutral, as you say. I think like the navy is very regal for Janelle, but it's also very masculine for Jace. Did we it was so long ago. Where did they both have to share the bed?
I don't know. Maybe one
No,
of
I
them
think
slept downstairs.
no. There's a second bedroom, I think. Right? There's like a second
There
bed.
is, but I don't know if
Just for
that
this
was
week, maybe.
included.
Yeah, I think it was just for
Okay.
this week.
And maybe it
Okay.
turned into like a Pandora's box as we see in future seasons.
Yeah, I think that's probably where it went. And then I
Yeah.
feel like they keep building stuff in the upstairs area. Like
Yeah, I
we see
felt
it
like
this week,
that's
this year.
where it was. This room seems like it wasn't tailor made for either of the HOH winners. I wouldn't be surprised if this is what they had no matter what.
Yeah, and we'll get to it, but this is also the same as the last HOH room. So either they ran out of ideas or they always wanted to bookend the season with, especially because you have two HOHs
Mhm.
for this first week. Um, out of 10, actually no, out of 7, since it's Big Brother All Stars, how would you score this, Nicole?
So I have to save my 7 for Janelle's room, of course. But I think this is a very pass or fail. So maybe like a 5 out of 10. It's cute. I like the pillows. I like the chairs, but it's nothing like wow,
So a 5 out of
expensive.
7 or a 5 out of 10?
5 out of 7.
5 out of 7. Jacob, how would you do this?
Yeah, I was thinking like a 5.5 out of 7. It's fine.
Yeah, I was gonna
You
give
know,
us another 5 here.
yeah,
Sorry, I
I would
interrupted
live
you.
in this room, which is like that's not too bad.
Me too.
Yeah,
I
no,
like the
I feel like
carpet.
this is the carpet is my favorite part, and the teddy bear. I don't know if you can see it, but yeah, this is like standard HOH room, like what you would expect from Big Brother. I feel like in a regular season, so livability, perfect. Are you ready to move on to the next one?
Of course.
Yeah.
So next we have Kaser's HOH room from week 2. We get the black and gray checkered bed sheets. We get the sturdy leather black chairs, and then we get the gray HOH headboard. The black cabinets. What do you think, Nicole? Start us off.
Well, my style must be wildly inconsistent because I think like the fire theme in the rest of the house is so cool and chic and like kind of like a flashback to the future. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I thought it was very hip. And then I'm looking at this room with the black checkers and I just think it's tacky. I don't know. Like I like the dark motif. I think it's like sexy for a mysterious dude like Kaser, but the splashes of white are really throwing me off. Like the white pillows, like the pillows are just ugly in general. I like the black like the love seats, but the rest
They
of it's
look
really
like
not doing it for me.
the pillows look like they come from an Aha music video, specifically "Take on Me."
Specifically.
Um, Jacob, what do you think about Kaser's HOH room?
I kind of like this room and what it's trying to do. It looks like it's kind of being like a chessboard with the like comforter, but it's a little boring. The rug in the comforter is like nice, but it's not doing much for me.
Yeah, the
See, I
chessboard is like what's it called? It's very on brand for Kaser, but like they could have if they were gonna do the chessboard, I feel like they would have made it more obvious.
Yeah.
I agree. I actually really like this room though. Like you two are either neutrals to slight dislike. I think this is one of my favorite HOH rooms of the season. I really like the chairs. They look comfortable, but also not sleepable. And I feel like a lot of people would just be. I feel like it's comfortable to sit in and very sturdy, unlike other chairs. And I feel like they're the same kind of chairs as the nomination ones, or at least similar. I like the color scheme here. I think it's interesting. I do think it gets outsold in a later week and done better if you're going for like this dark, mysterious sort of vibe.
Yeah.
But with that said, I really enjoyed it. And I'll go first here. I'm giving this a 6.
Wow. I
Yeah,
was gonna
I
go down.
no, that's totally okay. Opinions are subjective.
Okay,
Um,
see.
Nicole, do you want to go next with your score?
Yeah, I was gonna give it a 4. I think it's like a little bit better than average, but like I know that there's gonna be better ones in the weeks to come.
Okay, and Jacob.
Yeah, I'm at a 4 as well. I like what it's trying to do, but like it doesn't have enough for me.
Okay, that's totally okay. Again, opinions are subjective.
But who
Um,
knew me and Jacob had the same exact sense of fashion? I
I
mean, next
know.
week we probably won't, but
Yeah, this might be the one time Nicole and I actually agree.
whoa, throwing
On the
hands
rooms, on the
this
room.
early.
on
Sorry.
the
Oh,
rooms.
Yeah,
No, we
yeah,
both agree that Howie is the best house guest of all time. And that's the only
yes.
other thing
never
we agree
that.
on.
We
Never
actually text
that.
each other all the time about it without you.
And then we say
Oh,
we hate Diane too.
and
Yep.
y'all, the nerve, and y'all wonder why I feel like I'm 3 out of 3 in this friend group.
Oh,
So we get James's HOH room, the red and black. The HOH headboard has changed from gray to black here. We have the same chairs except with red pillows. We get the same shells, but instead the what are you called? The cork boards, I guess is what I'll call them. Is they're red instead of black here, and then the lamps are different as well. So what do we think of this room?
Did we discuss that it kind of looks like a sex dungeon, or did we not discuss that it kind of looks like a sex dungeon? Like,
No,
I
I was
think it's
thinking
like,
vampires, but you go off, sis.
you know, if the walls were slightly darker, that would be like the number one selling point for me. But just the dark colors, I like it. Like, I think it's fine, but now that I have that like imagery in my head, I can't get it out of my
See, I
head.
had a different score, but now I might change it after you said that.
I mean, opinions are subjective, just like you said. That's what I see. But the stuffed animal on the bed is kind of taking me out of that vision. Like the red is just like sexual in general. It's like maroon.
That's
yeah.
fair. I really like the red though. Like I'm digging this red and black. I love the color scheme in terms of those two colors mix and match really well. Um, I am a fan of this room. Don't worry, I don't love every room. There are some that I'll get to, but in terms of this one, I really enjoy this room. Gives me like vampire, like I was talking about, but never sex dungeon. I did not think that's where we're going, but apparently that's a thing. But I really like this, and I think it also suits James. Before you said the sex dungeon part, maybe after more so.
Oh.
Jacob.
Yeah, I like this room. It's a little bit one note to me. Like I wish there was like some complementary color that wasn't black or gray that would like make it feel more homey to live in. Like it's a pretty room, but would I want to live here? Probably not. But I do like it. Like I think it fits James, and I like it. But like that's what holds me back from it, like really being one of the best.
Okay, yeah. Just in comparison to the two other rooms, I feel like this one does have more contrast compared to the other two rooms. Like the gray and black
Yeah.
wasn't as contrasted, and the blue one was very solid. Like they had the navy carpet, but other than that, it wasn't as contrasted. And that's I think why I like it. Like I like the two. I don't want to say contrast again because I tend to say the same words over and over again in podcasts, but I like the balance. So Jacob, you start us off this round. What are you giving it?
I'm at a 5, which is right in between my first and second scores.
I appreciate that. Nicole, how about you?
This is right between both of my scores as well, so I'm going to give it a 4.5.
A 4.5. Okay. Y'all are going to judge me, but this is my favorite room of the season.
No way. Oh. I retract everything I said. I love this room, Felipe. It is so wholesome and pure.
However, we all know, actually, I'm thinking of the other ones. This is up there. This might not be my favorite. We'll get to another one, but I really like this. Like, if I had to pick a room from the season that I would want my HOH room to be, I would pick this one or one of the ones that we'll get to soon. So I don't know. I might retract this later, depending on when we get to that one. But for now, I'm giving it a 7.
Ooh,
A 7 out of 7.
okay.
I'm gonna be bold.
Go for
But
it.
yeah, so we'll move on. And again, once we go through this all, we can retract or adjust our scores. This isn't Dancing with the Stars where they're certainly stuck. Okay,
Yeah.
next we get to a room that one of us is very excited for. Marcellus may have called it a Pepto-Bismol explosion, but Nicole Horn is obsessed with it. Nicole, pop off, sis.
Okay, now that I'm looking at the comforter, I'm not really a fan of that, but I love the pink fuzzy chairs so much. I want them for my apartment. And I feel like they could have gotten maybe they should have went busier with the carpet and less busy with the comforter, but it's Janelle's room. It's pink. The lamps have pink little shams on them. They have fuzzy little armchairs, as I mentioned, a lot of reflective silver, what's that called? Furniture is what it's called. And I know that's more like early 2000s kind of style, but I just think it's so fabulous. I love it.
Yeah, so they got curtains instead of a corkboard, or it looks like curtains, or blinds. Sorry, not curtains. They get the pink headboard. The comforter is very ugly. I will say that straight
Yeah.
up. And both the chairs and the little things around the lamps look like they were made from Muppets. So that's a little detractor because we stand the Muppets here.
Well,
Jake,
no Muppets had to die for this.
we don't know that it could be faux Muppet, but it also could be real Muppet. And I'm not about attacking the Muppets here.
We had leather chairs in the last 2 weeks, and
True.
now we're talking about faux Muppets. Come on now. Let's get back on track.
I forgot about the leather
Hypocrisy.
chairs. Hypocrisy, yeah. Hey, it could be faux leather. You don't know that.
Yeah, let's hope.
Big
Yeah, I
leather.
think that the lamps having fuzzy stuff is a little bit of overkill for me. The pink chairs are nice, but the comforter is like, it is gross. That is Pepto-Bismol just thrown up everywhere, and Marcellus is right on that read.
I don't think the chairs look comfy. Like they look cute, but like I feel like I'd get itchy sitting on them. Like they don't look like the soft fuzz. They look like itchy fuzz. It looks like do you know those like little things in kindergarten, like the scratch and then it's soft? It feels like the scratchy part, not the soft one.
I just think in this particular image, you can't see how fluffy those chairs actually looked. They look.
That's fair.
I would take a fat nap in one of those.
Hopefully the one on the left. Because for those who aren't looking at the visual, Howie is sitting in the right one.
Yeah, no, I want to move the other chair to the other side of the room.
Yeah. So I guess I can start here. I'm giving this a solid 4. It's cute, but the comforter docks a point completely. The lamp things, I have to take another point from that. And then it's just not my favorite room, as tested earlier. That said, opinions are subjective, and my favorite room might look like a Senate's dungeon, but your favorite room looks like the inside of a Pepto-Bismol bottle. So, Nicole, do you want to give your score, or do you want Jacob to go next?
I feel like I'm going to shock people, so I'll go last.
Okay, Jacob.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this room. I think I made that clear during the season. I'm giving it a 3, so it's my first failing room below 50%.
Just before Nicole gives her score, there's also a little contrast, and that's a big thing for me, as noted earlier. So, Nicole.
I'm really struggling here because I remembered this room growing up and when we watched the show as way cuter than this. I don't know if do my eyes deceive me. I have to give this a 5.5 because even though it is my favorite room, it's the comforter. It's just so ugly. Like it has like darker pink spots and lighter pink spots. I just think they could have done it. They could have done this pink motif in such a more tasteful way. But I love the idea and I feel like I should reward that because I like it more than the other 3 rooms.
I think the comforter just knocks it down. Take off the comforter. If the sheets are just pink, I feel like it helps. But we're here and we got Nicole's favorite room out of the way, apparently, and it's only a 5.5. So I'm curious to see where her other scores go.
I was gonna say that I forgot about, like, this is the only room I remember. This and the Sprite Nightmare that we're gonna get to during the fast forward week. But if this is like what I was forgetting about, maybe there are good other rooms. Let's check it out.
Yeah. So next up we have Danielle's HOH room. I took another screenshot. There's another one on the bottom if you can see that better because this was the best image I took. But it's what we called Safari Hotel Realness, I believe is what we called it in time. Nicole, do you want to describe the room?
It's like a olive green and a brown, very hotel. Like spoiler alert, I do not really like this room. It is probably my least favorite room so far. I just think, go girl, give us nothing. This room gives me a whole lot of nothing.
Jacob, do you have any immediate standouts for you?
Yeah, this looks like the garden center at the Home Depot. Like everything's like green and brown, and it looks like there should be a few more planters than there are back there. When I'm looking at this room, it just like smells like mulch. I'm not about it.
It's giving me
Yeah.
Best Western,
Yeah.
Best Western. Yeah. So quickly, it's a brown black HOH board. That's my favorite part of each room, the HOH board. These throw pillows that don't look comfortable at all. These chairs that don't look very comfortable. I will say I like the little foot cushion at the end of the bed. That's a little nice touch. But other than that, like I love Danielle, but I have to assume this was someone else's, that like they designed it for someone else, and then they were just like, hope someone wins that we can suit this for. I don't
This is
know.
in the Nokomis HOH room.
The Nokomis HOH room. So Jacob, let's get your score first.
It's gonna be a 2 from me. Definitely my least favorite room we've seen so far.
Nicole.
I was gonna give it a 2.5. I didn't want you to think I was copying, but a little bit.
Oh, no,
It's
copy.
bad, but yeah, 2.5. Ugly.
I feel like the bed's comfortable. I feel like that's a comfy blanket, so I'll bump it up for that. I'm gonna give it a 3.5. I'm the nice judge here.
You're so
I'm the
benevolent.
Paula.
Can I
and
be
Jacob's the
Randy?
seven- Of course. So Danielle, like I think the bed is comfortable and I like the little dog on it, but other than that, like the contrast is there, but it's not suitable. And those chairs do not look comfortable at all. I'm sorry.
Nope.
Next up we have Janelle's third HOH room. Nicole, do you want to talk about this Janelle HOH room with the navy color scheme?
So we have a navy room. I think we have the same carpet from the first week, just with a little green stripe in there. Maybe the idea of customizing all the HOH rooms wasn't as good as I remembered it as a kid. Because like this is fine. Like I thought that I was gonna have my mind blown when we were talking about these, but this is just a fine room. And I don't even think it's my favorite one so far. I think the brown kind of brings it down, and it's the same chairs from that ugly room we just saw. So yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
how
and it's
many
the
more
same
ways I can
headboard
say
as
ugly.
well.
Yeah,
same
it's not
headboard.
doing really anything for me. Like I'm starting to think that blue room in the beginning, I might have to go revise my score.
Jacob, do you have any thoughts on this room?
Yeah, I'm glad. I feel a little vindicated all throughout the season. Like when we talked about these rooms, I was like, I don't really get the big deal. They're all kind of ugly, and this is that again. This one's fine. The carpet's a bit busy. Like it's got some like dark blue, but then it's got these like weird blue, like lighter blue squares with like a touch of green. Maybe my eyes are deceiving me, but like it just looks like a bit weird of a rug. It's a little busy, but
It looks
the
like a
comforter looks
solitaire
fine.
card background.
Yeah. The comforter looks fine. I kind of like the lamps. They don't necessarily.
It's the same
fit this
lamps as the
room.
last room, I think.
Oh, really? Okay. Well,
Yeah.
they work better in this room for sure. This is a fine room. Oh yeah, they
I
are.
just wanted to check. Yeah. I really enjoyed the color scheme, but that's about it for this room. They didn't really. I don't know if they thought, because this is the week that Erica won the first HOH and they had to readjust. So I don't know if they I don't know what their plan was, but the chairs are the same. The headboard is the same. The lamps are the same. There's not a lot of uniqueness compared to the last room. That said, it's definitely a step up, and I like the color scheme. And I enjoy the rug, but it's also, like you said, a little busy. In terms of color scheme, this was the other room I was considering before I relooked at this picture as my top room. But because I really like the color scheme here, but I don't know, it's a little disconjointed. Is that a word? Disjointed.
Yeah.
But so I'll go first. I'll give this. I like it more than Danielle's room, and I like it more than the Pepto Bismol room. So I guess I'm gonna have to give it a 4.5. But that's about it. That's as high as I can go. Jacob.
Yeah, I'm also at a 4.5. Not to hop on your back too much. I think it's like a pretty good room. It's passable, but nothing too exciting.
Nicole.
See, I want to put it between the Caser room and the first room, but 4.75, I feel like that's too it's like too in the weeds. So I'll give it a 4.5, put it on par with Caser.
Yeah, so this is a straight 4.5. The only straight three. We're in sync here. The closest we've been since the first one, where he had a 5.5 and a 5.5. But let's get started with the next room. It's Chicken George's Sprite Nightmare, as Nicole calls it. So, Miss Little Kim, do you want to talk about this Sprite can realness?
Stop. It's so the bed. It's Chicken George's room. Mike Boogie, I believe, says it has like a 70s vibe, but it's like lime green and bright pink. Those chairs are. have those chairs. Maybe not in that bright yellow color. They look like those like vinyl chairs you'd see in like a club. But yeah, and the carpet just looks like puke green. And Howie with his nasty slides on the carpet too, making it worse in this picture.
And his hand all in that cookie jar.
Yeah, calling George's daughters hot. Like I'm
Oh
not.
my god, don't remind me of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the chairs look like they're made out of plastic. They don't look comfortable at all.
No.
We have the yellow HOH headboard. We got the green, different tones of green plus the yellow chairs. It's very all over the place. I like the lamps. The lamps are cute.
The lamps are cute. I would get those lamps.
Yeah, but that's about it here. Jacob, do you have any additional thoughts on this room?
You know what? I actually like this room. I think you guys are a little hard on it. I think that the chairs would be comfortable. Maybe not to sit in, but I feel like you could snuggle up because they're like it's like 270 degrees of chair, so like you could really get a good like some.
But if you're
comfort there.
sweaty and you're like moving around in that chair, like imagine Howie's sweaty face, like sitting in that
I
chair
don't know.
dripping and like it gets stuck and sticky.
Oh my god, I'm having nightmares.
I feel like I could make it work. I kind of like the yellow and green. Like I wouldn't live here, but I think it looks like it's unique and it's a good unique look. Whereas I felt like the Pepto Bismol was not a good unique look.
Well, I'm curious to hear your score first, then, Jacob. What are you giving this?
I'm giving this a 5. I think this is one of the better rooms we've seen.
Okay, that's interesting. Nicole, what do you say here?
Well, when the bar's on the floor, I'm gonna give it a 4. I think it's right in the middle, but it's not as bad as what we just saw.
Okay, so my thinking here is in terms of uniqueness, I really liked it. However, those chairs are grinding my gears. Like I would not enjoy to sit on them. If they were made of a different material other than this plastic looking thing, I'd be interested in it. So I'm between a 5.5 and a 5. And it's just how much can I stand the chairs. But otherwise, I do think this is better than the first room, which I gave a 5. So compared to my other scores, I'm going to give this a 5.5, even though I don't like the chairs. So that's where we're at. Next up, we have Mike Boogie. Okay, Jacob, describe this room for us.
This room is confusing. So you have the orange HOH headboard. Behind, like right underneath that, you have like a purple and HOH like headboard for the bed. And the whole room is just like different purples and oranges and reds. And the rug is the busiest, ugliest thing I've seen yet.
I was going to say the rug is repulsive and will knock a point off for me. But otherwise, I think the room's kind of cute. Like I like the color scheme. I think it's interesting, but there's a little too much going on. Like if it was a little toned down, but like if you took out the polka dots in the headboard, I think, and just kept it like that dark purple tone, plus the bed, I think we really can't see the chair, but it's like this big comfy couch.
Yeah, that is definitely one of the best chairs to take a nap in, but I cannot get past that rug. That rug is ugly.
Yeah, the rug really needs to be thrown out. But everything else about the room I really enjoy. I like the little orange HOH sign in the room. I like the tablecloth being purple. I really like most of this room, but the rug is really ugly and needs to be thrown out, and those polka dots in the back also stress me out. And the lamps aren't that cute either. Nicole?
The polka dots are the worst part. I can't believe it wasn't addressed sooner. I think that they're like chunky, and like the orange with the black outline of the polka dot is just very, very tacky. It's upsetting me and my homegirls clearly, so I'm not gonna be. It's gonna be reflected in my scores. Is that a giraffe in the corner?
I do like the giraffe in the corner. That's a saving grace.
In the right corner, is that a giraffe?
Yeah, it is a giraffe.
On the lamp? Oh, whoa! I just noticed that. I mean, okay, I'm gonna give it a little bit of an edge there. I'm giving it a 6 because I like this more than Chicken George's room. And like just looking at my other scores, I have to be like fair. On paper, I think I'd say if I had to pick between this and Kaser's room, which I give the same score, I'd pick this one. But that said, like there's a lot of detractors in which Kaser's is just more like overall. I think actually I need to lower Kaser's score. We'll get to that, but yeah, I'm giving this a 6. Jacob, I want to hear from you next.
Yeah, the rug is just not doing it for me. If you put in a decent rug, then I think this has like, 6 potential. but the rug is so bad that it takes it down to a 4. Like that is how bad the rug
That's
is.
how bad it is. Okay. But the giraffe doesn't save any points?
No, the giraffe is cute. I love the giraffe. I'm pretty sure it's from Crate and Barrel. But it is a 4-room for me.
Nicole Horn.
And it's a 4-room for me as well. I'd take Kaser's room over this. I just think that the clashing of the patterns, it just feels like really try hard, and I'm cringing for whoever
If it was a
designed this.
solid red or purple rug, I think this room could have
I'm there. Yeah.
full 6. I feel like this is the room that Jacob would want, but then they throw in the rug and he'd be raging in his HOH. He'd try to self-evict.
And the polka dot headboard. That's ugly too.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know which is the worst crime. I think it's the rug, but the polka dot headboard is kind of frustrating too.
So this has the same score as our week 2 scores. Like exactly.
Well, no,
like 6,
yeah, but we
4,
bumped
4.
it down because I bumped Casers down to 5.5. I'll need to look at Casers one more time. Let me go quickly do that. Yeah, I think I like the polka dot one more. As
Okay.
strange as that is, because I think the chair also helps. The chair is
Yeah.
so comfy.
Yeah, we were
But
complaining about the tiniest little things before. We're like, oh, I don't like the white little stripes on the pillow. Now we're going back to Kaser's room. I'm like, keep me there. I want to stay there. Like they were running out of ideas, so they just put everything they could think of in one room.
everything became Austin Powers themed in the last few weeks because we'll get to the flower power of it all. Erica, we get this yellow headboard with the HOH sign. They got a different headboard. Sorry, not the headboard earlier, but the HOH sign is yellow. The headboard is like curved a little bit. We get this big ass chair, which is also kind of cute and very comfy looking. But the rug, I do not like this rug. All the different flowers, like I get what they're going for, but I don't like it. I do like the bedspread a bit, but I think there's too much going on there. However, it looks like a very comfy bed, and like soft. But the pillows, there's a little too much going on there. The lamps are cute, I guess. Nicole,
Do you want my hot take right now?
Yes.
This room was criticized, I think, way more harshly in the house than it should have been. I think this is fine. I think if you get rid of the bedspread and replace it with like a nice white linen, I think this room is cute. And that couch, it has that like 270 kind of thing that Jacob was talking about earlier with Chicken George's seats. But this one looks way more comfortable.
I definitely think this is one of the better rooms, and we judge it too harshly in the moment. Jacob?
I agree. I actually feel bad that I was so harsh on this room because I think that it's really nice. The fact that behind the lamps is a nice red helps with the room. I feel like maybe in an earlier week that would also be all flowery, and I feel like that would have been too much. But by keeping it a nice red, you really like tie the room together. The rug is a little much, but it's not as bad as last week. I actually think this might be one of my favorite rooms. I would not want to live here myself. But I think it's like nice. I see the merit of it.
I concur 100%. So Jacob, let's get your score first. You haven't gone first in a minute.
I am going with a 6. It's my highest score yet. I think this is a nice room, and I think it's a few steps away from being like an actual livable room.
Okay, Nicole.
What did I give Janelle's room?
You gave that, which one, the pink one?
Yeah.
A 5.5.
Well, this room's getting a 6. I like it better than the pink room.
Straight
I think the red that matches behind the lamps with the couch, very cute detail. I love it.
This is our highest score. It breaks James's room, getting an 18, almost the highest score possible. And I don't think it's going to be beat because the next room, because we had to fast forward and then it goes back to the week 1 room. So same scores, I'm assuming.
Yep. I think the blue room is cute. I think that I might even like it more than Janelle's room.
I think so. Obviously, clearly. So a 5, 5, and a 5.5. Anyone want to adjust any scores they had earlier? I can go through them if you want.
Can I give this room a 5.5 instead?
Okay, we get a 16 here. Jacob, anything from you?
No, I think my scores are pretty good.
Nicole, do you want to change anything else or just that one?
I think just that one.
Okay, I ended up changing my Boogie's room, the first one, to a 6.5 because I liked it more than Erica's, but I also think Erica's was deserving of a 6. I gave Kaser, I bumped it down from a 6 to 5.5, and that leaves us with our top 3 being Erica's room at number 1. We have James's room at number 2, and I believe the basic first week and last week room at number 3 with a 16.
Yeah.
So, well, and Erica, Yes. Do you want to talk amongst yourselves while I finalize the list?
I think it's clear from this exercise that them not bringing this back for BB22 was fine. I
Yep.
think let the interior design has evolved so much in the past 10 years that this would have been maybe more fun for the Big Brother house if they did it now compared to then. But just everything feels so tacky and gaudy. Like it's all 75% the way there. And then there's just something off that like really gets me going, whether it's like the Muppets chairs or like the what's it called? Like in this room, I'm trying to think like the main detractor is that it's very basic, but also like we saw what happens when they weren't trying to do basic and we didn't like that either. So
That said, it probably would have been exciting on Big Brother 22 because everything else was stale.
oh I mean he said it. I didn't say it.
Jacob, any final thoughts on the rooms?
Yeah, I think that this was a segment that, I never really liked, going in the HOH rooms. I was like, yeah, okay, they're different. Like, let's move on. I kind of appreciated going through the rooms like one by one and seeing them like up next to each other. But yeah, we never need to bring this back. It's fine.
I think it was fun and it shows a little personality, but then again, it's not them picking, it's the producers picking. So
Yeah.
if they could do like a segment, like if I had my dream HOH room and then they can animate it, then
Sponsored by someone else. That's a way to get a sponsor in.
Who knows? Yeah, I mean, this seems like a Big Brother Canada thing that they'd probably like. I could see Big Brother Canada bringing it back one year.
Yep. By IKEA.
By IKEA. Save it for IKEA.
Save it for IKEA.
But we have the final scores. Danielle's is last with 8 points. And
as
then
it should be.
We have in 5th place a tie between Kaser, Janelle 2.0, and Janelle 3.0. In 4th place, we have a tie between Mike Boogie and George. There's probably like tie rules that makes them different, but whatever. And then in 3rd place, we have a tie between Jason Janelle's room and then Mike Boogie's final room, which is the last one, so it's the same. And then James is in 2nd, Erica's in 1st. Do we want to move straight to Toot or Boot, or do we want to like? Okay.
I think it'll be fun. It won't. What's it called? I think outfits are a little bit easier to analyze.
Yeah, I think we're just gonna do Toot or Boot for this, then like give it a score.
Yeah,
that's okay. Okay. Oh, not share. I clicked the wrong button. Nicole, vamp for me for a second.
So the thing about this segment is that I saw so many iconic outfits throughout the season, and I always forgot to mention them. I'd read through my notes after we were done to see like what sorts of things that I may be able to bring up the next podcast. And I was like, damn, like look at Danielle's little sweatsuit, or like look at Janelle's little wrap top. So I decided to get my favorite moments together, but I wanted to keep it as concise as possible. Jacob, do you have any moments you think we'll be seeing today?
I have to say this is probably the weakest that I will ever be in a segment. I am probably a little bit out of my depth here, but I'm ready to just get to it.
Well,
I just want to know if you have the Chicken George skin suit.
Yeah,
I'm from the flower competition.
I'm hoping that we have Chicken George all over the place, all of his looks.
Okay, let's get started.
I hope to not disappoint, but here we go.
Let's get started. So we have Janelle's infamous now dress from the finale that she gave to Bailey, and Danielle bought it. Danny Briones bought it for the season 8 finale. So yeah, is this a Toot or a Boot, Jacob?
I like this look. I think it's nice. It's a good classic finale dress. I'm not sure there's like much really to say about it.
Like,
it fits well, I think.
Yeah.
This is Janelle's revenge dress. She comes out looking better than anybody else. Like, Princess Diana, when they announced that she was getting divorced, she came to like the next big red carpet she did in the most gorgeous, sexy little black dress. And this is what Janelle's doing. She's looking fabulous. I love the little velvet moment. It has to be a toot for me.
I agree it's a toot. But I also really like the red one that I don't think you included from the jury segment with the crown. I like that one too.
I did not include
because Janelle knows herself, I think, is what we understand from this finale episode.
Yes.
Oh damn.
So let's get to Chicken George.
Princess Diana came out looking pretty fierce. I just looked this up.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. I feel like everybody's mom is obsessed with Princess Diana. Like, if you ask your mom what this is about, like, she would know. Oh, I know her. That's my girl.
Wow.
May she rest in peace.
That one's gonna be a boot for me.
Anyone for A Alliance? We've discussed this in the episode itself. I agree, it's a boot.
It's the lack of grammar for me.
Same. And the hat that he's wearing, I don't think it's appropriate for George to wear it.
Yeah, what are in? I couldn't get a clearer picture than this, but what is in the hat? Like, are those
Are
darts?
those pinwheels?
Maybe. I mean, I think they're pinwheels.
Yeah. Also the cargo shorts. I don't think it suits the lime green also doesn't work for him. Yeah, it's a boot for me.
Yeah, like it's very arts and crafts.
Serving drag on a dime realness.
Yes, boot.
Okay, Howie's. Are we looking at Howie or Julie Chen here?
Howie's mustache.
Howie's mustache. Oh, just a mustache.
Just the
And
mustache.
that's a boot. Howie already is kind of creepy. He becomes even more creepy here. Completely like boot.
Yeah. The bow tie is pretty. Like I like the nice
The corsage also.
yeah, the like baby blue bow tie. That's good. But Howie's face is a boot.
Did he do something with his hair also?
It looks like he used Sun-In. Do you know what Sun-In is?
Yeah.
Yeah, like it looks like he like bleached his hair, but like not all the way.
Ooh. Nicole,
it's
is it
like-
a toot or a boot for you?
It's gonna be a boot for me, but the suit was surprisingly well fitted.
Yeah. Good job, Howie, on that. I'll give him props where props is due.
That's like where all of the energy of his brain went for the
Yeah.
whole season. Was in
Exactly.
assembling a finely fitted suit.
At least he did something right.
And the baby blue looks nice with his like tan skin, you know.
I guess. Yeah, the baby blue suits Howie. Because he is a baby. Marcellus here with the prom look, the beige suit. It's a look. I like the wig. Nicole, you start us off here. Are you gonna toot or boot this?
So, spoiler alert, I'm going to toot it. I just think Marcellus looks so good here. I wish he would have been able to stay in this look, but I think it's one of the more iconic elimination looks with the afro, the well-fitted suit. I think the beige just looks so nice and clean on him, and it also is like the nice little 70s motif that they're trying to go for. So I think Marcellus accomplishes all of the things he wants to get done here.
And also iconicness in terms of Julie Chen asking him, "Did you wear that to protect your head from me smacking it like I did in Big Brother 3?" Would I wear this? No, but I think Marcellus looks good in it, so thus I'll toot it. Jacob?
I think it's an overrated look. It looks good, but I feel like this is one of the looks that like people like, and I don't know. I feel like I feel like it's not doing a ton for me. That said, it's still good, but
I think
not
it's
all
still
way
one of the
there.
better prom looks from that night. I
Yeah,
will say that.
I'll toot it. I'll toot it.
Okay. Mike Boogie with the red fedora, the red and white baseball tee with Ledoux on it, and the red basketball shorts. Jacob, you start us off here.
Mike Boogie has pretty eyes, and that's about all he's got here. I'm gonna go ahead and boot him. The fedora is ugly. The like orange red fedora is not doing it for me.
And he brings it back in 14, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I like his shirts that all have like sayings or like whatever plugs that he wants to give. I like that, but it is not a good look on this hat and shorts.
Nicole?
I don't know why I couldn't find the episode with the Dolce shirt, but so this is the one I went with.
Oh, it's the pre-finale episode.
Oh my goodness.
And Erica wears that one point. I think Erica gets a toot, Mike Boogie gets a boot.
Yeah, no, Erica really Erica looks good in anything. I mean, come on, she's the Pilates karate mommy or whatever. But here, Mike Boogie's fedora was, I just put this in the shot for the fedora, but the fact that you can see the short, it's like, why are you trying to show that off? You look like a 6th grade boy. Not doing it for me, but were fedoras really everywhere like 10 years ago, or was this just like his thing?
I couldn't tell you. I was in 3rd grade.
Well, it
Yeah,
shouldn't be his thing. It's very like, what's his name? Ryan from High School Musical.
I love it. Mike Boogie and Janelle singing the what I've been looking for.
Oh.
Okay. Full confession. Besides the fedora, I would 100% wear this in the Big Brother house. Like this kind of outfit, like basketball shorts and a t-shirt. That's like my go-to. I have no qualms with that. And maybe just because I'm trying to spice it up, I'm going to give him a toot, even though the fedora does not work, but it looks a lot better than he does in 14. And that's saying something.
Felipe, this is going to be the last time we ever speak. Did you just defend basketball? Oh.
I have to stand up for Alex Fischler here.
Okay, okay. I just have such a hard time respecting anybody that wears basketball shorts, but I get that they're comfortable for the house.
Okay. I feel like Larry is a basketball shorts guy, and in the
I will,
home.
I will see Larry later, but I haven't seen him wear basketball shorts in years.
I feel like Jacob, would you wear basketball shorts in the Big Brother house?
Of course, yes. I mean,
Thank
you're
you.
in the Big Brother house for like 90 days. What do you want me to dress up nice on every one of them? No.
I think this is the most comfy look that we've seen so far. We haven't gotten to
Yeah.
Danielle in her sweatpants yet, but I would wear this, Fedora included, if it was required.
All right. No.
Yeah,
Not
don't be
fedora.
too generous.
Yeah.
Okay. This is when Janelle wins. What is this? The HOH?
The fast forward final.
Fast forward.
Yeah. Okay. This looks very middle school. Like, the first thing that stands out to me is this tied ribbon at the bottom that looks. It doesn't belong. I'm sorry. I'm gonna boot this. Like Janelle usually can rock it, but I don't like this look at all. There's too many colors, like too many purple. Like too much going on here.
Yeah, I agree. I'm also booting this. I feel like the pink and the lime green together don't match up, but Janelle can pretty much pull off anything. So if you told me this is high fashion, I would say yes, it is.
Nicole.
I love this pink little shawl situation I said that's so Long Island that she's wearing is so like 2007 and I would wear that today, just not with the lime green sports bra underneath. Like I understand the need to wear a sports bra with this outfit because they're going into, a veto competition where they have to literally untie themselves out of a knot. So I would want, the most comfortable clothing possible. But it's the double tie. Like it's just a little too much. I am gonna boot it, but the ponytail, the face, it's giving me everything. She's giving me
the mug is
unadulterated
perfect.
joy. She's giving me joy. She's giving me happiness.
Yeah, the mug, great. The hair, great. But the outfit,
she's selling it. Jacob was right. She's selling it.
Okay, and then next up we have Dr. Will in the tank top, and then I will have to minimize my screen to see. Is it Howie? No, it's Dr. Will. And how would you describe this look, Nicole?
So Dr. Will is wearing a crop top. Unfortunately, he's wearing basketball shorts, so I should have retracted that statement earlier. But this is Dr. Will's Julie's favorite crop top in the first one. And then the second one is just another picture of him wearing the crop top.
Would I wear this? No, but Dr. Will can rock anything. That said, for spiciness, I'm gonna boot it because I know Nicole's gonna toot it.
Boy, about the puka shell necklace.
It looks like one of those cereal Fruit Loop necklaces that you made when there was 100 days left at school, in elementary school.
Felipe, I
can't see the other image because I'm trying to look at you two. So, I think he looks better on the couch than he does in the Chicken George HOH room. Jacob, we need a third opinion here.
Well, Nicole, what do you say?
Nicole toots it.
I love a crop top on a man.
Yeah, I'll toot it. I think that he looks pretty good. Again, I don't know high fashion, but if you told me this was it, I would say yes.
Jacob would start rocking it.
I'd do it right now.
You should after the podcast go to Lydia and try wearing something like this.
All right, I'll
see what she says.
Shirts and see what she says.
Okay, is this the last one or do we have anything else?
This is the last slide, but do we want to talk about Danielle's sweatsuit situation when we got there? The little zip up that she wears all the time. How do you feel about
love it. Like she looks comfortable. I'm not gonna Danielle. She's my number one. I'm gonna toot whatever she wants to wear.
Me too. I love that sweatsuit on Danielle. It makes her look so.
She looks so comfy.
She looks mafia adjacent. I love it.
Jacob.
Yeah. Fine.
Yeah. Fine. Okay.
Yeah, this is not my segment.
But
it was fun.
It was fun, but also not my segment.